With a data governance solution, you can ensure data accessibility, trust, protection, security, and compliance across your data. This video shows a data fabric use case for implementing a data governance solution in Cloud Pak for Data. This video follows the story of Golden Bank as the governance team implements a data governance solution. Golden Bank has a large amount of customer and mortgage data that includes sensitive data. The bank wants to ensure the quality of the data, mask the sensitive data, and make the resulting data available for use across several departments. With Data Fabric in Cloud Pak for Data, your company can govern your data from a single platform with integrated services that support the entire flow from establishing a business vocabulary all the way to sharing and working with data in production. The Watson Knowledge Catalog service in Cloud Pak for Data provides everything your organization needs to implement a data governance solution. Step 1. Your team needs to establish a business vocabulary by importing or creating governance artifacts that act as metadata to classify and describe the data. In Step 1, your governance team can create the governance artifacts that describe the format, business meaning, sensitivity, range of values, and governance policies of the data. In Step 1, you might establish your business vocabulary by using categories, workflows, governance artifacts such as business terms, reference data sets, and custom data classes or knowledge accelerators. You can create categories to organize governance artifacts in a hierarchical structure similar to folders. And you add collaborators with roles that define their permissions on the artifacts in the category. At Golden Bank, the governance team leader will create a category, banking, to hold the governance artifacts that the team plans to create. Then add the rest of the governance team as collaborators to the category and give them permission to create governance artifacts. Next, you configure workflows for governance artifacts and designate who can create which types of governance artifacts in which categories. The Golden Bank team will configure workflows so that different team members can create each type of artifact. All workflows require an approval step by the team leader. You can create governance artifacts that act as metadata to enrich, define, and control data assets. The Golden Bank governance team will create a set of governance artifacts that include imported business terms from a spreadsheet, a reference data set that contains a list of the occupations, and a custom data class to identify the profession of personal clients based on the reference data set. This is how your team can establish a business vocabulary in Cloud Pak for Data. Step 2. Now that your business vocabulary is in place, your team defines rules to ensure compliance with data privacy regulations. You create data protection rules that automatically mask sensitive data based on the content, format, or meaning of the data, or the identity of the users who access the data. In Step 2, you might use data protection rules, masking flows, policies, and governance rules. Your team can create data protection rules to protect sensitive information from unauthorized access by denying access or masking data values in data assets. These rules dynamically and consistently mask data at a user-defined granular level. Golden Bank's data scientists need access to data sets that include sensitive data, such as the mortgage applicant's data, which includes a column with Social Security numbers. A governance team member creates a data protection rule that masks Social Security numbers. You can use the data privacy tool to create masking flows that use advanced format-preserving data masking capabilities to extract copies of subsets of production data. Golden Bank's governance team creates a masking flow in the data privacy tool to copy the protected data to an external data source. Then their data scientists can use that data as training or holdout data that maintains data integrity. This is how your team can define rules to protect your data in Cloud Pak for Data. Step 3. Now that your data protection rules are in place, the data stewards on your governance team curate high-quality data assets, and the data engineers consolidate data from multiple sources and publish them to catalogs where the collaborators who need the data can find them. Data stewards enrich the data assets by assigning governance artifacts as metadata that describes the data and informs the semantic search for data. In Step 3, you might use metadata import, metadata enrichment, data quality analysis, master data explorer, and catalogs. Your team can automatically import technical metadata for the data that is associated with a connection to create data assets. The data stewards on Golden Bank's governance team start importing metadata to create data assets. You can use metadata enrichment to profile multiple data assets, to automatically assign data classes, and identify data types and formats of columns. You can also automatically assign business terms to assets and generate term suggestions based on data classification. Golden Bank has 2 data assets with a column that is named ID. After metadata enrichment, those columns are clearly differentiated by their assigned metadata. One column is assigned the business terms occupation and profession and the data class profession. The other column is assigned the business terms personal identifier and private individual and the data class U.S. Social Security number. Your team can run quality analysis across multiple datasets to scan for common dimensions to data quality, like missing values or data class violations. You can continuously track changes to content and structure of data and recurringly analyze changed data. Golden Bank's data stewards run data quality analysis on the data assets to make sure that the overall data quality score exceeds the Golden Bank threshold of 95%. Your data stewards publish curated and consolidated assets to a catalog so that the assets can be shared with collaborators in your organization. Golden Bank's governance team leader creates a catalog and adds the data stewards and data scientists as catalog collaborators. The data stewards then publish the data assets that they created into the catalog. This is how your team can curate and consolidate data to share in catalogs in Cloud Pak for Data. Step 4. Now that you curated and published your data, the catalog helps your teams understand your data and makes the right data available for the right use. Data scientists and other types of users can help themselves to the data that they need while they remain compliant with corporate access and data protection policies. In Step 4, you might use catalogs, global search, and data refinery. In catalogs, you can organize your assets to share among the collaborators in your organization. The AI-powered semantic search and recommendations will help collaborators find what they need. Catalogs make it easy for Golden Bank's teams to understand, collaborate, enrich, and access the high-quality data. The data scientists can find the data assets that they need in the catalog and copy those assets to a project. Global Search helps collaborators on your team search for assets across all the projects, catalogs, and deployment spaces to which they have access. Golden Bank's collaborators can use Global Search to find data or another type of asset, or a governance artifact. Your data scientists can use Data Refinery to cleanse data, to fix or remove data that is incorrect, incomplete, improperly formatted, or duplicated. They can shape and customize data by filtering, sorting, combining, or removing columns. In their project, Golden Bank's data scientists can use Data Refinery to refine the data to prepare it for training a model. This is how your team can share and work with data in Cloud Pak for Data. Now you've covered all of the steps in the data governance use case. This video showed you how Cloud Pak for Data provides the integrated platform and all of the services you need for each step in the data governance use case for your data fabric. Find more videos in the Cloud Pak for Data documentation.